Cheers. Here we go.
Cheers,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
Hey, man. Here's to Montana.
A great, yes.
Here's to
Yes.
Montana, man.
You got that right.
What a great hunt.
Huh.
What a great hunts,
Yes.
you know? So we made it out to Montana to the famous Flying T Ranch, as you'll see. And this place is special to me because obviously it's my ranch, but it is Montana. It has Merriam turkeys, and Merriam turkeys are probably the best turkey you can hunt.
Beautiful.
They
Beautiful
gobble.
birds.
They're beautiful. They gobble. I mean, you can hunt them in the middle of the day and they're going to gobble at you. I mean, we just had the best time, especially these hunts we've had today were awesome. I mean, and in the years past. I mean, every time I've hunted here, it's always been, real exciting because they'll come to you. And I mean, they're liable to come, a half a mile away and straight to you. As soon as they hear the call, here they come. So, I mean, man, this hunt was great. We got in the other night.
I mean, how about this morning?
Oh, it was.
I mean, right off the bat.
Right out of the bat.
We were surrounded.
Turkeys everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Turkeys
Gobbles every direction.
Oh, gobbles every direction. So we get up, we get out there. First thing everybody has to know about Montana, the only downfall to this is it gets light at 5 o'clock.
You got to get up at 4.
And you get up at 4 and it will not get dark till about 9 or 9:30. So you could hunt all day if you wanted to.
It's like 16 hours.
16 hours. It will wear you out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so we get up at 5. We get out there, and I mean, turkeys are gobbling.
Oh.
We set up. I mean, we're
As soon as we got there, they were
we get there, they're gobbling, and we set up on them. And I mean, shoot, man, we're calling to this group. Mm-hmm. Daniel, since he's never killed a Merriam, he's the shooter. And Clay's with him. We're sitting there. We're calling to this group, and they're just hammering back and forth, and they're coming to us.
And they're a long ways away.
Oh, yeah.
I would venture to say at least a half a mile away.
That's what I was going to say, between a quarter and a half a mile
where
away.
we started. And then the next thing you know, and this is what I love because I've done it a million times, it seems like, we're focused on these turkeys gobbling, and all of a sudden, pow, right behind us, one fires off. So
and what did you say? You said,
Daniel, get over here.
And you went over and sat back.
Oh, yeah. We played musical seats. I ran over. He ran over, sits down. And sure enough, man, here this turkey's gobbling. The turkeys are back here. They're gobbling. They're all coming in on us. It's just, I mean, it's the best. It's the best thing. Best hunt.
It was unreal.
Yeah. And that turkey comes right in.
Yeah.
I mean, we could see him, and you hadn't seen him yet.
No.
We could see him on the hill, up on the hill, and he's just strutting
the whole way in.
Strutting all the way in.
Yes.
And all you could see, and you'll see in the video, it's like you see the fan, the white tips of the fan are coming over the hill, and you see his head, and you're like, oh, gosh, I'm like, oh, here he is. And literally, he was point blank range was
20 yards.
20 yards.
Yeah. 20 yards.
I mean, it was incredible. And that's a typical Montana hunt.
Yeah.
That is the way it goes. I cannot tell you how many times I've done that. In the past years I've owned this place, and I've been able to hunt out here, where we're focused on one, and all of a sudden one comes from way off out of left field.
And we heard this turkey.
Yeah.
Way off coming, but he was getting closer, and these are way over here, and they're getting closer.
Yeah.
But that guy there, he made up some ground.
Oh, he did. And the funny thing about this hunt is, so Daniel shoots him. I literally roll right around and focus on the ones that are coming to us because they're coming in hot.
I didn't even get to fist pump.
I know.
Nothing.
No.
I just
There
spun
was
around.
no celebration at all.
No.
It was like literally, bam, here we go again. And we're waiting, and lo and behold, here they come, and we're all excited. I mean, I'm like, we're going to kill 2 turkeys in a matter of 10 minutes.
Yes.
And lo and behold, it was what we ran into all year, a Jake.
Yes.
Jake.
And, I mean, thundering gobble Jakes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it just...
You would never know
thought.
that was like a...
Year of the Jakes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We've ran into them in Texas, Missouri, Kansas, here. I mean, everywhere we've been, we have had just enormous...
Wonderful. Hey, great hatches.
Oh, it's a good thing.
It's great.
It's a good thing to have that problem,
Absolutely.
but boy, I tell you what, it is. You're talking about going from the highs to the lows. We're like, oh, here he comes. Here he is. And I was like, oh, it's a Jake. Great.
Called in 7 Jakes this morning.
Yeah, 7 Jakes this morning. So
We did.
5 more after I killed mine.
Right.
And we called the other 2 in.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, Claymore. You roll out my hunt. I want to hear your story on it. So. It's always a good one, man.
So, all right. we obviously we hear some gobbles. We go down and we try to set up on one, and we're like, oh, he's got to be close. So we didn't do anything, and he gobbles, and we just dug down. Right, we just get down on the ground real quick, and Daniel's like, oh, get back here, get back here. So we run to the tree line on the other side of this little meadow.
Because we really had nowhere to sit.
Because we really had nowhere to set up. We had some trees in front of us, but man, it was just way too close and get set up and everything. So we run back to the other meadow, or up to the other tree line on the other side of the meadow, and we see a hen and we see a gobbler come through.
Yep.
And then Buck, being the great guy that he is, we didn't have a good shot. I did not have him on camera. Buck's like, this ain't gonna happen.
How close was he?
He was at least 10 yards.
Yes.
10 yards to us.
10 yards. And no shot.
No shot. Like, I couldn't get him. So I was trying to look around Buck's head. He was trying to manage his gun. There was limbs in the way, all this stuff. Gobbler walks off. And we all look at each other, we're like, well, let's go after him.
Yeah.
Actually, Buck back up just a little. Buck goes, well, because we had two more gobbling down here.
We did.
But they were way off.
We did.
They were way off. And Buck goes, man, that turkey didn't spook. We can quail hook around here.
Yep.
Get over here
Yep.
and see if we can kill him.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we did.
That's exactly what we did. So
keep going.
we work our way around, like, what, 300-400, maybe 500 yards. We work our way around, set up again, start calling, he's hammering. And Buck is calling at that time. He's yelping and doing some clucks and everything like that, and he's not coming down the hill. And then Buck goes, hey, Daniel, start calling. So Daniel starts purring, and this gobbler,
turkey
he could not
loves
take it.
it.
He could not take it.
Daniel's call, man.
Buck said, Daniel, you just keep doing that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm watching him.
I couldn't see him.
Nobody could see him. I could see him. I was almost laying down, and I could see him through the trees. And when Daniel would purr, I could just see how he's acting, and he was just, boy, I mean, I could just see, just blowing up and just fired up. And I'm like, oh, he's coming. He's going to come to me because he knows something good down here. He's coming.
Oh, yeah.
So, but keep on, Claymore.
So he starts coming down this ridge. So there's this little ridge right in front of this little hill, and he got hung up on the top, made his way halfway down, got hung up again. That's whenever Daniel started purring. Then he starts going to the right and comes to the left, and he comes into this little meadow to our left. And then Buck's like, oh, I see his little head. I get my camera up on his little head. I'm like, I've got him. I've got his little head. And then next thing I know, Buck fires. And I wasn't ready for it, because usually I'm ready for it.
I normally let him come in, but this turkey, I was so focused because he had already called him in once.
And we had already left us.
And he had already left. And then when he came up and stopped, I could see what he was doing. And I was like, yeah, he's not sold really, because he looked again. He's looking again. This is the second time. Most of them you don't get two times.
And we didn't have a decoy out.
No, we had no decoy, and he was within 25 yards.
We actually ranged it.
Yeah.
24 yards, 24.8 yards.
Yep.
Is what he was.
So Buck fires. I didn't have a chance to tense up to prevent myself, but I nearly jumped out of my skin.
That was the best. It was but it was a great video.
Yeah,
great video. And I want to
yeah.
tell you something. Here's a story about this. So the one thing, and this is a secret, most turkey hunters that's been doing it for a long time will know this. So the only way we could have killed that turkey was to go around and get around him in a different spot, or in front of him, or in a different area. And that's what we did. You can never,
That's right.
I'll say never, but 99.9% of the time, I've been doing this since I was 14 years old.
I've never been able to do it.
Never called a turkey back to me.
Nope.
So once he comes in there and he sees it's not right, you can set up and you can set up and call to him, and he'll gobble at you. Like this one was still gobbling, and he would gobble at me, but he's not going to come back to that point.
He was steadily going away from it.
He's going away. So what we did was smart enough to go quail hook around him in a totally different area. So he thinks the hen is like, okay, well, the hen, I lost her. She moved over here, and so she's in a different spot, so I'll just go find her over there. So he's totally disoriented from where he was before, and he's thinking it's a new area, a new hen. So he's working to that one. So that's the only way we killed the turkey, I can tell you.
That's right.
We would have never called him back
100%.
to us. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But, man, what an epic hunt. I mean,
Oh, man.
I feel like this year we say this all the time, but every hunt has been really like there's been something cool all the way from mine and Daniel's hunt there in Alabama. I mean, all the way to this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been great. I mean, it just seems like every hunt's a little different and it always has a twist to it, but we make it work.
There's never the same turkey hunt.
And if you think you've got it figured out, we're like, okay, he's going to set up on him. He's gobbling over there. We're going to call down a tree. He's going to come down it. Nope, not going to happen. I'll just save you
Guaranteed.
the being disheartened for that. It's not going to happen. It happens very seldom. I probably
That's right.
called 10% of my turkeys just in the first setup like it's perfect. It's not going to happen. Turkeys are smart, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they get to
They
where
are.
they're at. So,
And they're tough here.
yeah, these turkeys here fight everything from mountain lions. I mean, we just killed a mountain lion on the Flying T here this year. From mountain lions all the way to coyotes, bobcats. I mean, everything. And the winter and all the. I mean, they have to deal with the weather is ridiculous.
-30.
-30.
I don't know how
winds,
they survive.
I don't know.
snow, and then they got to deal with all the predators. I mean, so yeah, these turkeys here are tough. Man.
They are.
I mean,
they
tough
are.
as nails. So.
I love it though because they gobble.
Oh, that's
They do.
They
absolutely,
go.
man.
They
I
do.
mean, and it's the best place to go hunt out west. And the first turkey I ever killed, Merriam, was in Washington, and that completed my slam. And that was probably 12 or 13 years ago because Angela was with me actually. So, but it was just like that. It was a great time. You can call these turkeys in the middle of the night. A lot of times you can go and locate them with a coyote call and they'll gobble to you. So, lots of fun. I mean, lots of fun. But so anyway, hey, and we're not over. We got Claymore in the morning,
Yep.
man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, we
We-
located some
we
tonight.
located
We're gonna go
some
get them
tonight.
tomorrow in the morning.
We're
Cameraman
excited.
becomes a shooter. So
Absolutely, man. We're excited. That's right. That's exactly right.
Daniel becomes cameraman.
Pressure's on Daniel now.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you like it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
All right, perfect. And listen, kind of a unique thing here. We are celebrating, and we're drinking some Jefferson's Reserve small batch. This thing is and single barrel, and it's actually the unique thing about this. I'll tell you some history of it. So it's 100 proof, which is perfect for drinking for me. My buddy, you know, George Shanley, he likes to drink that firewater like 130 proof. But it's 100 proof. I can drink this one. So, and it's a good drinking whiskey. Great. I mean, the flavors, you know, toffee, brown sugar, cinnamon toast, kind of.
You know
got
the
that
only issue with this one?
We need to open it up.
We need to open it up.
Well, we've got some in there we've been drinking, so
We do.
we do.
Yes,
We
yes.
have got some. But this one, so the unique thing about it, so it was founded in 1997 by Trey Zeller and Chet Zeller, a father and son, and this whiskey has a long heritage in their family. I mean, of making whiskeys. I mean, all the way back, and this is a funny story. Their eighth generation grandmother was arrested in 1799 for moonshining. So that tells you how far back their
It's in the
history
family.
goes back in the family. Yeah. So anyway, and it's a blended. This single barrel is a blend of older bourbons, 15 to 20 years is what they say. So that's the unique thing about it. But the most special thing about it is this is a barrel pick, and I haven't really figured out who picks the barrel. If it's the people from Jefferson's, maybe the distiller or who, but somebody picks. They do a barrel pick, and I think it's the people from Montana do a barrel pick, and so this particular barrel is only sold in Montana. So that's why it's sold for the folks in Montana. And so
pretty rare.
Yeah, it's very rare to see that happen. But anyway, man, it's a great drinking whiskey, and we enjoy it. So, and you know, it's they actually cranked up this a little bit and made it a higher proof. And in the barrel, they realized in that barrel when they turned it up to be around 100 proof or so, they realized that it brings out the flavors more in just that single barrel.
Like 80?
Yeah, you know, and I haven't checked on.
I
We've
think
done.
Jefferson's normally around 90
Yeah.
to
Is
it?
95.
We
Yeah,
did
so they
Oceans.
did
Remember
up
we
a
did
little bit.
Oceans
Yeah, we
in
did.
Florida.
Yeah,
we did
it's-
that one.
it's around
and-
90.
And that was a unique one. But they have some different bourbons, probably 5 or 6 different bourbons that really are good. But we picked this one because it was particularly sold in Montana. The barrel is only place you can buy it is in Montana. So yeah, it's what does it say? Barrel 817 and bottle 125. So 100
I tell you,
proof.
it is very good. And whenever I compare it to the Jefferson's Ocean, it's a lot more. How do I describe it? It's a lot more warm. It's not so crisp
Right.
on the tongue. Like it's like
So the
like
Jefferson's-
the toffee note.
Yeah,
Like it's
Well, and this one's
more full.
This one's a single barrel, and it's only in that particular barrel. Where the Jefferson's Oceans is in a particular barrel for 5 years, and then it switches over to the barrels that
Okay,
they
so
put at
it's-
sea.
yeah.
And it's rolled around in that barrel for
Right.
6 months or whatever, all across the sea. So it's I like their idea of what they do.
it's just as smooth as the Oceans, but the flavor profile is more warm.
It's more. It's like
Well,
a
and that's
little
why
bolder.
and that's why you see a cinnamon toast. They say a cinnamon toast, a brown sugar, a toffee.
toffee. That's exactly what it is.
It reminds
And
you
that's
of
what
a.
this-
That's what.
Yeah.
That's the flavor bringing out of this, and that's what it reminds you of.
taste
That.
it.
So,
Yeah.
I can
yeah,
taste it.
yeah. It's kind of
Yeah.
it makes you think of a wintertime whiskey. I
Absolutely,
mean, everybody
yeah.
loves that toffee flavor, brown sugar kind of stuff. So.
Well, I'm gonna try to pick up a bottle before we get on the airplane.
yeah, right. So, yeah. But anyway, what a great whiskey, and we love the state of Montana. I mean, if you don't,
Oh, yeah.
if you've never been here, and I'm tooting my own horn here, but I've been here for a few years, and I love this place. I love the Flying T.
And what did I say whenever we got out of here? I said, if you've had a bad turkey hunting season, come here and make you feel real good.
Yeah, those turkeys. That one Jake this morning made me feel like the world champion turkey caller.
Well,
Last
when you
week
see him coming from a mile off,
Last week I was in Kansas. I felt like the worst turkey caller, and this week I felt like the champion turkey caller. So yeah, it makes you feel good. But listen, what a great turkey hunt! And
Yes, it was.
Listen, you guys, stay tuned for the next episode where this is our cheers. This is our last turkey hunt and
of 2024.
of 2024.
Yeah.
I'm sad because that's my favorite thing to do, probably
Mine too, buddy.
ever.
Yeah.
I mean, we elk hunt. We do a lot of things this year. We got a good episode coming up. We're doing a iguana and python hunt
With Python Cowboy.
Python Cowboy in June, and then we're rolling from that, and we're going to go to Alaska, and we're going to do a mountain goat hunt in Alaska, and then we're going to roll right into elk in Colorado. So we got a lot of good things happening. So we're excited about it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be some good times.
expect some gear reviews and stuff for the new upcoming products
Yep.
for the fall. I'm going to try to get on top of that and do that for y'all to kind of give you some.
Heck yeah.
Some ideas of what some new things is going on. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Anyway, all right, man. Well, listen.
Cheers.
You guys stay tuned.
Hey,
Cheers.
yep, cheers.
Here we go.
To Montana.
Here's to
Montana.
Montana. Perfect.
Perfect.